my grandparents so many differences out of North Korea. That's why my grandmother supported me that I could leave that country. My grandmother just said there is no hope in this country.
I think it was really cool. My question was, today the tour guide kind of mentioned that people in North Korea are more brainwashed than anything because like she showed us a distance of like 460 meters, which isn't a lot, but she said people there are so brainwashed that they don't even consider that option. So I was just wondering, like, what kind of vision did you have and how did you go about doing that since, you know, it just doesn't cross the minds of other people there?
Imagine if they know about other things, why they can't live in North Korea. They will leave. They would not be in North Korea anymore. The reason why North Korea exists is because of brainwashing. Since we were born, we have to learn about the Kim dictatorship, like how they established the North Korea, how they treat people as a father and then as a god. Like there is a myth, like while the North and Korea and Japan had a Japanese occupation, Kim Il-sung is Kim Jong-un's grandfather, picked paper in his pocket and then made a boat, so saved the soldiers. That kind of myth exists and then we believed because he's not a person, he's our God. So huge the religion for worship of Kim family in North Korea. That's why they believe. And also it is true when Kim Jong-il died in 2011, the Kim Jong-un's father, you saw the media, people are crying on the streets. Still, when Kim Jong-un visit soldiers and the factories, they just crying because I met the God. Like the religious people, they pray and then cry. It's the same because we got brainwashed by Kim dictatorship.
So how were you able to see beyond
It's due to media, like South Korean dramas and American movies. Illegally, I watched it since I was 17, I think. And I got the idea about the freedom. And the girls in the dramas are so pretty. They put makeup and then they wear the short pants in the summer and just like long hair and dye their hairs. But in North Korea, it is impossible to do it because you will be caught. And then we have to follow what kind of standards you're wearing and what government say to us all the time. So there are many policies on the street to check how you look. And then I got many punishments over 10 times because of my clothes that I wear. And I think about it, I'm a woman, and as a woman, I have right to be pretty. Like it is a human's desire, but they control the individual rights. And I found the idea of the freedom, and I told it to my grandmother, I wanna be free. I wanna be that person in the drama. Like, why they control my life? And even you cannot work on your village freely because there are many policies to see you. And that was my idea from the a video that I watched illegally in the North.
The North and the South, so now right now like the South has more like modern language. Mixing it, was it different to what?
That's a good question. That's why I speak English now. Due to different languages. We are one country. We speak same languages, but South Korea accepted the westernized culture. So they accept English a lot. And like as I mentioned in my speech, it's egg tart and apple pie. I never heard that kind of bread. There is only simple bread in North Korea, kind of a cornbread and a rice bread. Here, many bread accepted the English name, so that's why I got fired. And same in the reality, people use English a lot with the Korean language. For example, it's a control. That is a Konglish. We call Konglish. So Konglish, control. That is the differences. South Koreans use English a lot and then use Konglish a lot. That's why North Korean people are suffering to communicate with the South Koreans. And also it is not easy to get a job. Even like at Paris Baguette, for me, I made a mistake. So got fired after 1 month and I got the idea, okay, for surviving, I must study English. And when you go to college, I'm a student now, but in 2017, there is English subject, and it is a requirement subject. You must know the English, so you can keep studying at university. So many North Korean refugees really want to study English for surviving, also for university. I don't know when after reunification, North Koreans can understand South Koreans. I have to do many things for our people. So you mean how did I escape, and then what my grandmother's reaction? So 17, I got the idea about the freedom, the woman, to be pretty, and I told it to grandma. She directly said, "Just go to be free." So I'm so lucky to have that kind of supportive family in my life. The reason is that my grandfather was born in South Korea. And when he was 2 years old, he moved to China because South Korea was a very poor country economically at the time. So he grew up in China. He speaks the Mandarin fluently. But when the North and South had the war, America supported the South and China supported the North. So he never back to China. So his relatives live in China. So China and North Korea have a good relationship. They could travel to see relatives. My grandparents saw many differences out of North Korea. That's why my grandmother supported me that I could leave that country. My grandmother just said, there is no hope in this country. You are young, we are gonna die soon. So I will think about you, get married very far away from me. So if you are happy, I will be happy, just go. But my grandfather didn't say anything. I was so angry when I mentioned about I want to go to China to be free. He yelled at me sometimes, but after 1 year, he said to me just one sentence, like, just go to be free, live your life. So yeah, 4 years I had a preparation of escaping. So when I was 21, I finally escaped. And first of all, I had to go to northern of North Korea, which is called Haesan, so Yangang province near Chinese border. But due to the broker that I found, my father traveled to northern North Korea and they met each other in the train. And they had a conversation together, became friends. And they visited my home and then I asked them directly, I heard North Korean women are sold to Chinese guy for escaping. I want to go to China. Even though I'm sold to Chinese guy, I'm ready to leave this country. Please help me if you have connection. And she didn't say anything because she was shocked. If you say things like to strangers, maybe who knows, you will be killed by the government. She said to me, if your father agrees with that, I will help you. So started the process of escaping. So I met her in the near Chinese border who she lives and crossed the Amno River to go to China. And to go to China, through China over 7 days by tuk-tuk and taxi and bus. But there are many the policies to check where I'm from. But we were in like very hidden place in the bus. And we cannot move out. There are like the Chinese guys who don't have ID card. They had to be with us and touching us, and we couldn't say anything. Just like a sexual harassment happens when you escaped. It's our reality. But we didn't say there is no rights to protect for us. And we had to cross the border between Laos and China. So by hiking over 7 hours. 7 hours, I didn't eat much because your mentality always think about how can I get out this situation to achieve my dream. And sometimes vomit and many happens. And I really want to go back to North Korea again at the time. And after 50 days, we came to South Korea by plane.
Are there any like stigmas or stereotypes that you face in South Korea because you're a North Korean defector?
Yeah, I have the experience. I worked at a restaurant after company, as I mentioned in my speech. So there is a Chinese Korean woman who worked with me. And she didn't know where I'm from first time, and then she said me, you are so pretty, like South Korean girls are so pretty. And then I don't know how she get idea I'm from North Korea. Her behavior is like literally different. Like do that, do this, treat me very different way. And I was just so upset and I wanted to fight with her, but there are lots of customers, so I couldn't. Be patient. Okay, be patient. And I called her, I'm not a new staff, so I know how to do it, what I have to do. So don't tell me what to do because I already know. So don't treat me that way. And then she yelled at me. I just be patient. Okay, there are lots of customers, so I'm gonna be gentle woman from North Korea. That day I couldn't sleep all night and I think about my identity. Why I was born in the North? Why am I North Korean? Because of my identity that I'm a North Korean. So I got that kind of like discrimination from Chinese Korean women. And according to my friend's mom said when she go to job interview for foreigners, the boss might say, we don't hire South Korean because we have a South Korean citizen, so we are South Korean. If she goes to the job interview for South Korean, they might ask her where I'm from, and again, I'm from North Korea, and then we don't hire foreigners. So that is a dilemma for us, like the identity of North Korean, you know. So it exists, and also people criticize where you are from. People don't see who I am. But reality, discrimination, that kind of like stigma exists in United States, in your country, every country, yeah.
No! God, please, no! No! No!